in the spirit of Halloween, I asked you for one more thing. I want to give our Indian fans, I've been watching a lot of Indian horror films. And like my Indian viewers tell me, India doesn't do a great job on horror. And they are definitely hit or miss. So I want to give them some horror films. Hollywood, West, it doesn't even have to be Hollywood. But if you were to give a recommendation to the audience of a film in the spirit of Halloween, what would that film be? Let's start with Michelle.
I wouldn't call this a horror film. It's a scary film, and it just has, the first time you watch it, there's a twist that just blew me away. We saw it in the theaters, and it's called The Others, and it stars Nicole Kidman.
That's a scary movie.
That's a ghost story, right?
Yeah, it's a ghost story.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's how they promoted it. I've never seen it, so I don't know.
It's very good.
Yeah.
But it's one of those I mean, it's still good to see a second time, but the first time is when you go, "What?" And then,
So that's a movie. Is it like The Sixth Sense? You see it once, you really can't watch it over and over again because I know that.
I actually think it's like The Sixth Sense, that watching it again is also rewarding, because when you go back and watch The Sixth Sense again and you see red doorknobs and when nobody's listening,
so you're trying to find the clues.
Right. Yeah, The Others is satisfying like that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because when M. Night Shyamalan made The Sixth Sense, he thought it was going to be a terrible movie, and it was so obvious, and everyone was going to know that Bruce Willis was dead the whole time. And
what? And spoilers, guys. Sorry, spoilers.
If you haven't seen it by now,
don't you talk bad about my audience.
Okay, sorry. I mean, that doesn't happen at all. You can cut this, right?
I don't cut anything.
But does it run in the family?
Oh.
I thought it, but I didn't say.
I'm gonna have to cut that.
I think when you watch it, like when I've watched The Others again, and I'm trying to see, can I figure out the ending before, And,
okay. The Others. Nicole Kidman. Okay. Sean.
That's a tough question because I love horror movies. I haven't really seen anything I've liked lately, so I'm gonna have to go old. Part of me always says,
listen, guys, before you give me your movie, give me like 5 minutes conversation about how you came up with your choice.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sean.
Harry Knowles approach.
Come on, Sean. Give me a movie. You're a movie king.
With, original Night of the Living Dead.
The low budget Night of the Living Dead. Black and white, yeah.
It's not the shocker. When it first came out, it was one of the goriest films ever made. But the gore is understated. It has the best first act of any horror film. And the end, when I first saw it, I was unfamiliar with the film. When I got a Super 8mm print of it and watched it, I was absolutely stunned by the ending of the film. I didn't expect it. I mean, now there's more stuff like that. But it was an amazing film.
On a very low budget and did huge numbers.
Yeah, and they didn't copyright it.
That movie was shot right around my region where I'm from.
Where? Where are you from? Ohio? That was shot in Ohio?
No, Butler County.
I didn't know that.
But it's like 10 minutes across the street.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Don, that movie to me is Can't You Run Away From Them? They're not the 28 Days Later ones. It's like Chucky. Like you could pick it up and throw it. You can run from these things.
But I think what people should do if they do choose to watch that movie is do some reading about it, because it's more about a comment on society than an outright horror film.
More homework.
Well, the hero in that was black, right?
Yeah.
And that was a big deal.
That was the whole point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Drew.
And it's a really uplifting ending. It's really beautiful.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Both the characters in the movie and relations in America. It's beautiful.
Oh my
and
God.
they're all ghosts. All right.
You're horrible.
Drew.
Well, Kelly and I.
I'm on my own now. You can do this one. I have my own.
Okay.
I have my own.
I love
Kelly and I, until this moment, had a shared selection. So I have seen I guess at least The Omen and The Omen 2, the Gregory Peck horror movie, and I thought it was okay. I watched it because it's like as I didn't start watching horror movies until my 20s because being a big baby. And I watched some of those movies and I was like, The Exorcist is everything that it's supposed to be. The Omen is fine. Last weekend we watched, it's on Hulu now, The First Omen, which is Arkasha Stevenson's prequel. That movie is awesome. It
Really?
is so much fun. It is really nasty. It is it's really well done. I don't remember anything of the original Omen other than there's a kid that's the Antichrist that Gregory Peck adopts. You don't have to have even seen it, frankly. It is really good. It's really satisfying. You could watch it on a double bill with something like Immaculate, which was that Sydney Sweeney nun movie. I did not love Immaculate until the last 25, well, except for Sweeney's generous Sweeney's, but Sydney Sweeney's the last 25 minutes of Immaculate are like completely insane and entertaining, just like that silly movie Malignant, where it's kind of boring, you're not sure what's going on, and then all of a sudden she kills everyone in a police station, and the last half hour is completely nuts. The First Omen is just outstanding the whole way through. It's just a really fun Halloween movie.
It's called The First Omen.
It's called The First Omen. It's scary. It's creepy. It definitely has references and things to do with the movies that come after, the stories that come after in The Omen, and other movies like Possession, which you can see an episode of Movie Strange about the movie Possession. But it's just really good. It's good. It's
I'll put a
scary.
link. I'll put a link to it in the
Thank
comments.
you. It's definitely a modern horror movie. It's gory. It's intense. But also the young woman who plays the lead, who plays the nun, who is in an indeterminate but definite kind of trouble and danger from the beginning of the movie. She's amazing. Like I want to see more of her. And Bill Nye and other familiar faces are in it. So The First Omen is what I have.
All right. Brad.
Okay, so I thought of the original Saw movie.
Oh, torture porn.
20 years old.
What's that?
Torture porn.
Torture.
Yeah.
But not what I think of with Brad.
Well, I did not
expect to like it. Honey.
I had seen it until a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
We thought it was going to be typical, like
silly, goofy, cheesy kind of
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I don't know, kind of along the.
I'm sorry. Did you say that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is silly and goofy?
Have you not seen the end?
That movie is a real bladder releaser for me. That's
Brad. Have you seen the other? Have you seen the sequels?
I have not seen the sequels
because the first one was pretty intense.
Good. Yeah,
they got a little goofy with the way they torture them.
There's only 9 of them, Brad. Get on it.
Next show, Brad. Brad, I want a recap of all 9 next show. Okay.
When we had posted that we watched it, and I said, I can't believe we just watched Saw, and interviewed Carrie Elways before, and I thought, I can't believe, why was he in this movie? And then we watched it and we were like, genius, this was a great movie. Yeah, and then some friends of ours who have watched, who are big into horror movies, said, okay, see this one, but skip these 3, and see this one, but don't watch this, and skip the beginning of this. And then, so.
But sort of keeping a theme with Jaws, there was a lot of the psychological. It was not so much gory and bloody,
It was the anticipation of what was going to happen.
Right. Anticipation.
Because the whole thing's about a countdown, pretty much, with him.
Yeah. Right? And just hearing the noises of them screaming when you're not seeing it happening, you just have to imagine.
Oh, yeah. That.
So, it was. Okay.
Debbie, darling, what do you got for me? Oh, now I'm like, what? Come on.
You've stunned Debbie.
She had to unmute.
Do I need a drum roll?
Nightmare. I thought she had talked to him in person.
Nightmare.
I really liked Tim Burton's Nightmare.
Nightmare Before Christmas?
Before Christmas?
Okay.
I was not expecting that. I thought you were going to say Bride of Frankenstein.
Maybe that is a toss-up. I didn't even think
Nightmare Before Christmas.
I thought she was going to say the night my husband disappeared.
Or the night my husband appeared.
That's the puppet. It's the stop animation, right? Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah. Okay. Kelly.
So, my favorite horror movie, I think, is not Long Legs. Long Legs sucked. Don't waste your time. It's terrible.
Long
Pretty
Legs?
disappointing.
I never
Long
even heard of
Legs.
it.
I hate it.
The Nicolas Cage one. That,
Oh.
It's like Napoleon Dynamite all over. Everybody thinks it's great and it sucks.
Yeah.
But
okay. Wow. All right.
not feel very passionately about how much I hate Long Legs. But the movie that I think, if you don't watch a lot of American horror movies, one that sums it up really well and has an awesome appearance by Johnny Depp is no doubt Nightmare on Elm Street. First one scared the bejesus out of me for years. And I was actually terrified to take the garbage out for years when living here as a kid after watching Nightmare on Elm Street.
that's because you're very brave.
So the first,
it's very scary out
the
there.
first
Very,
introduction
very
of
dark.
Freddy Krueger.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know,
yes,
it's funny.
very
The
terrifying.
first movies are always really good, like Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, even Friday the 13th. And then they just got dumber and dumber and dumber. And they upped
Well, you know,
the
you say
quotient.
that, but
Not
the
all of
new
them. There are
Night-
exceptions.
The new Nightmare, which I think was the 7th one or something, it was the idea that Freddy is actually a real demon. So it was about Wes Craven and the people who made the movies and Heather Langenkamp making these movies, which keeps the demons in the other world or something. That movie actually scared the shit out of me.
Really?
Like, that's really terrifying. And in many ways, it's like Wes Craven kind of doing a trial run on Scream before he did Scream, these movies about horror movies. So I think A Nightmare on Elm Street is definitely worth watching, but so is A New Nightmare.
Okay. Well,
Which is,
listen,
again, the
great
6th or 7th
choices.
one.
And of course, you know what I'm going to do because I'm a classic film guy. You have to like silent films for this, but I tell you, as old as it is, and it came out in 1922, it's Nosferatu, a symphony
is.
of horror.
Oh, yes.
It's an absolutely, I mean, there are things in it that harken back to silent films, but there is some imaging in that film that is scary as hell, even for a movie made that long ago, and very iconic. In fact, the movie's being remade. I saw the trailer for it. I hope it captures, because it's German expressionism and it's the makeup that guy wore, and the reason they did that was because they couldn't get the rights to Dracula. In fact, the movie was taken off the shelves by Bram Stoker's widow. So for the longest time, you couldn't see this movie, and then they found a negative somewhere in somebody's vault, and now you're able to see it. It's
well, the remake is by Robert Eggers, who did The Witch, which is an excellent movie that my wife hates, and he did The Northman, and he did The Lighthouse.
I didn't like it either.
If anybody is going to take a right crack at Nosferatu, I think he's a good choice. But also, I'm sure you've seen John Shadow of the Vampire.
Yes. William Dafoe,
which is
and
about
John Malkovich.
Nicolas Cage, and about making about the making of the movie, which is as much about the people trying to stop the movie from existing after it was made, as it is about the movie. Like, you should absolutely see Nosferatu and then see Shadow of the Vampire, and you've got yourself a great Halloween evening.
Yeah, absolutely. And the trailer did look good. I mean, I think it looks good.
Yeah.
They didn't give away too much. Okay. Wonderful job, everybody. Have we lost Sean, Debbie? Yeah, go ahead, Michelle.
It's really cool. So about 15 years ago, Brad and I went to Cape May, and their Halloween weekend, or the weekend closest to Halloween, and this local old church had a showing of Nosferatu in the church. They had a big screen. And they had the organist playing the original music and everything. And they put the lights all the way down. All really you could see was the screen. And to this day, I get chills when I think of it, because if you had the opportunity to see it that way, that is like the purest. That's the way it was meant to be seen. And it was phenomenal.
I'd love to see this in a movie theater, because they've cleaned up the print so much. It looks fantastic. It really does. So you couldn't. I mean, you wouldn't even know it was made that long ago. That's great when they do these restorations.
Also, to your Indian fans, then they should also check out Nosferatu Symphony de Grounds, which is the 1978 remake by Werner Herzog, starring Klaus Kinski.
Yeah,
Klaus Kinski is terrifying if you see him sitting at a table in the real world. So him as a vampire is genuinely unsettling, and it is far more than just a color version, but it's the right spirit. So you've got Nosferatu the Nosferatu 78 remake, the Nosferatu 2024 version that's coming out. Two of them are incredible. The new one is definitely worth seeing. If you want to take your Indian audience to the very beginning of Hollywood and German filmmaking and human filmmaking horror, Nosferatu is a great place to
Yeah,
start.
and I'll throw out one
It is
more for our
creepy.
Indian audience, and Drew has seen this. I don't know if you guys have all seen this. Tumbad,
Oh, sure.
that is a creepy, creepy Indian horror
Yep.
film that was creepy. Like it wasn't. I'm like they're hit or misses. That one was a hit because
Yep.
there was visually it was. Oh my god, it gives me chills just thinking about it. All right, have we lost Sean, Debbie? Because we want to say goodbye. It's okay if he's got something to do. No,
Maybe we should do what did you watch while we wait for Sean? I watched the 10 Commandments backwards. Anybody?
She did.
I
She
did.
started with killing. She started with not coveting and ended with God is your only God. It was
Yeah.
pretty incredible.
Wow,
I
awesome,
hospice volunteer, and that's what we watched.
nice. Now we got to wrap up because we've already gone. Oh yeah, perfect. This is wow. We've gone almost an hour and a half. This is I do 10ish-minute reviews and they give me about a 15-minute grace period. This is a long one. I told them it was going to be a long one, so it's okay.
I was gonna.
YouTube's algorithm won't push anything out till you get like 100, and as of yesterday, I have 72. So it's
nice.
it's taking time.
Where did Jaws come out?
Believe me,
Hmm.
when people have told me this, they're trying to find it online by looking at Google. It doesn't show up anywhere. So these subscribers are happy because the audience is sharing with their friends and stuff. So that's wonderful. And hopefully something like this will have a wider audience. Maybe we'll get some more people. So I want you to know, first of all, this has been fun. We haven't done something like this in a long time. And I really appreciate you guys taking the time to do this. I really do. It's a lot of fun. I like doing my 10ish-minute reviews, but it's nice to have a conversation as opposed to talking to myself all the time. So this was great. And we are going to do Die Hard. I promise you that. We'll do it before the
Awesome.
Christmas season. We'll do it again.
I'm sorry. Can I ask one question
Yeah.
of the Indian audience?
Oh,
So sometimes, because I see your shows, I like all of them, and I've already subscribed. Sometimes people will say, "Oh, you should watch this. It's the Indian version of Silence of the Lambs. It's the Indian remake of whatever." If there are any Indian remakes of Jaws or any other movies that we've watched, please tell us in the comments because I 100% I want to watch those. I think it's fascinating watching Indian movies. I've loved a lot of them, but to see different parts of the world take their take on different parts of stories is also personally very interesting to me. So if you have an Indian version of anything that we should check out, because I'm already on the Toombad train. So
Except Forrest Gump, the Indian Forrest.
Oh no, that's not a horror movie. That's a terrifying.
first of all, talk about my mother. Don't talk about an Amir Khan film. Okay, I'm just telling you now. All right, you cross the line when you do that. It's funny. So I've been. My tagline for the show is, "If you recommend it, I'll watch it." Right. Well,
That's true.
every time I ask for a list, I get like 20 films, right? And then the next show, I get another 20 from the same people who recommend the first one. And I'm like, guys, you got to give me a little time to watch these movies. I can't watch movies 24/7. I'm watching 4 a week as it is. You know what I mean?
I mean, you
could.
You can if you were really dedicated.
Well,
But I'm not judging you.
I can't do any other way. But listen, I love it. And most of them, because I think the audience has figured out my taste in movies. They know what I'm going to like and what I'm not going to like. So it's been pretty good. And I want you guys, the audience, to know how much I appreciate that. But again, Sean, Debbie, everybody, I really appreciate you guys doing this.
Kelly.
This
I
was
was really,
fun.
oh, Kelly, 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 Kelly.
Kelly, 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 Kelly. Kelly, 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 Kelly.
Kelly and
Thank
her
you
husband.
for having me.
Thanks for being had. Seriously. Brad, Wojo, Drew. Drew has done a couple of shows with me. I know Sean said he's going to do a show with me eventually. I'm still waiting for that one, but we'll do more of these. I appreciate you guys taking the time. And what was that?
I said it would be great. I love it.
I was
Thank you for
looking
having
forward
us.
to this, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did.
Like
So-
and subscribe.
It was great being back. Debbie, did you like coming
we,
back?
We love you, John. We love you guys.
Wait, Drew, you already subscribed, right?
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm going to be 77 by the end of this day. I better
There should be at
anyway.
least
Subscribe.
7
I'll
likes
Debbie
on this
subscribe to
episode,
you.
everybody.
7. There better be 7.
At
Like
least.
so. That's it, everyone. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be back next time on John Talks Indian Cinema with another 10ish minute review. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Focus on the ish.
Zooby dooby zooby dooby nache kyun pagal stupid man.
Zooby dooby bum para zooby dooby bum bum. Zooby dooby nache you pagal stupid man.